The Hammond SKX Pro. Your questions answered. Okay, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's summer in England, so I've just nipped out between rain showers to talk to you about the SKX Pro. A few weeks ago, I asked you, what would you like me to find out about this organ if I had a chance to review it? And I do have a chance to review it. Here it is. I've also got my trusty XK5 to the right, which might come in handy later on when we compare and contrast the two. I have had more than one request, and I'm still staying. But I thought what I'd do is I'd go through on the fly, see what we can find. So first one is Nick Hyam. Thank you very much. How are you? Does it sound thin and electronic on the high notes? That's the first thing. Okie dokie. Well, quite a simple one, that, isn't it? Hardly any overdrive on there. That's just an organ solo. 8 8 8 8 8 3 2 6 7 if you're so inclined. Are you talking about the low high thing? I've mentioned that before, where the low note sort of kills the high note. You don't get that so much on the XK. See, the XK seems to be able to handle that, doesn't it? Mind you, it's pretty nice. No, I like it. Does that sound thin? Tell you what, let's go out a shot. Sounds very similar to the 5, doesn't it? So I think that's a pass. Leslie Simulator, how does that compare with the XK5? Well, here we are. We've just done a little bit of that. So I think that Leslie Sim is a bit different in here. The XK5, I don't think is the best sim in the world. This is pretty good, I think. XK5. Pretty close, I think, comparison, don't you? Steve C, review the SKX as if you were going to purchase one. I've been using an XK3C, which has done well for some time now. It would be a pleasure to hear your review of the SK. Okay, so I've done a review of the SK. Hopefully that's out now. What's my summary of it? I think it's absolutely brilliant. If you want everything in a box, including the mono synth, why would you have anything else? Can you even think of anything else? I know Hammond can't think of any other device that would be any good, but I certainly wouldn't use one. I think the piano sounds fantastic. I think the string sounds are brilliant. The mono synth is brilliant. Oh, and if you remember, I was looking for the octave up and down and transpose for about 5 minutes, scratching my old grey hair. And it's in a section here, isn't it? Right in front of my stupid eyes. So apologies for that, but in the previous video you would have seen that. So I think it's a good one to review. Steve C, have a look at the previous review. That should have it all in. And even go back to the SK Pro, the single manual, because most of that is similar, I would say. B3 burner. Is the SKX Pro a double manual by default? Yes, I think it is. Or like the X5, can you buy it lower? No, you can't. If I could get my pianos, e-piano, synths and organs all on one board, I would consider it. But after investing in the SK5, I fear my funds are now limited. Absolutely. How much does it retail in US dollars? I don't know, but I googled it, same as everyone else. 4,000 US dollars is what I got there. Alf Schumacher, always interested in the sound that comes directly from the instrument. Well, you're in luck. I'm not using the Leslie today. I've got these two both linked up in mono, so I expect complaints, but there we go. It's just a standard, as simple as possible with the internal Leslie Sims. Alf always goes on to say the vast majority of clones sound really good via real Leslie or vent, but line out they often sound mediocre. Interested in a comparison. So we've done the comparison there between the two. Maybe I should do a little bit more for the book. Let's go. And up here. Coming to the conclusion that the Sim sounds a bit nicer there. They're very similar, and of course I gig this to hell, so I've got sounds that maybe not straight out the box, but I've never used the Leslie Sim live or recorded. The Musician, I'd like to know if it's a big improvement on the normal SKX, which I own and quite like. Sorry, the Musician, I don't know. I did play one quite a long time ago, and to me it sounded similar. But there have been quite a few years gap, so can't help you there, sorry. Common Pike, how much value does that weird 80s screen really add? Yeah, I know. Is there any way to do the things on the SKX not Pro using the computer? Don't know about the computer, haven't had enough time to look at that. But he doesn't like the screen. Yeah, I know where you are with that. I think with the SK Pro, when it's doing the when you've got one set of drawbars, and you can split the upper keyboard and have drawbars each side. I think the screen is really useful because it's showing you the position of the drawbars. I think that's really good. You could gaffer it up, really, once you've got everything set, because you've got these lovely sort of controls here that are your performance controls. So really, I think you'd be going into there and tweaking and tweaking and tweaking until you're ready to gig, and then you're away. All your buttons done, what have you. You don't have to look at that if you don't want to. It does look a bit 80s. Do you know when you get into an older car that's got sort of like a screen for the music centre and a bit of mapping on it, and you go, good Lord, do you remember 1996? That kind of thing. It has got that kind of vibe to it. But what do you need? What do you really need? I take your point. Some of the newer synths, and this isn't one, have got different screens, but there's more to be done on those screens. I think it's functional. Could it be better? Yes, it could. If it was bigger, where would you put all the other knobs? So I think they've probably done close to the right thing there. Maybe you could have it there and a higher definition, perhaps. Would affect the price point as well, because it's that $4,000 thing, £3,000 thing, which is just about where it needs to be. I think set and forget. And that's probably the best thing to do. Get it how you want it, get it exactly right. You've got two sets of drawbars now, so there's nothing really you can't see, and go for it from that. I know what you mean. Okay, I'd like to have it compared with the SKX Not Pro, it's Common Pike. A steep price difference, yeah. Are the sound engine processing much better? Again, I can't really tell you that because I don't really know the answer, sorry. I have a rebuilt Leslie 760, I don't know who you are, sorry, with a PV Valve King that sounds incredible with my XK3C. So if the Sim is any good, it can only get better. I'm pretty convinced of the Hammond and piano sounds, but some sounds on YouTube sound like my first Sony. It's absolutely right. I think I did the review the other week of the sounds, and again, if you go back to the SK Pro, I went through every sound, I think. No, they're good. They're good. There's nothing really weak going on here. Is there only one electric piano? There's a bit of tweaking that could be done on that, but the acoustic piano is lovely. Harpsichord, if you like that kind of thing. Clav is good. Strings are amazing. Choir, synth pad feels a bit Rolandy when you go down that synth pad. Very nice. Dale Beaver, I've owned a Hammond SK2 for years and I love it. I've placed an order for the SKX Pro, yay! But I'd like to see a comparison of the two. Okay, well I haven't really got the two that I can compare. I've got the XK5 I can compare against the SKX Pro, but I'm afraid I can't help you with that. The only thing that bothers me is the little colour screen. Boom! That is supposed to show you where you are and what combinations you're playing. Is it though? I guess it will. I mean, you know where you are on the organ sound because it's here. You've got the allocate buttons here. So you press something, you know you've got organ and ensemble there, and the screen changes and it shows you how that particular piano sound is set there with the fingers, left-hand bass I can see, and piano up and down. So So I still think there's a performance element that is catered for there, I think, down. Ooh, more to say there. Okay, keep them coming. I will do. Jim Bob, right. Jim Bob's not Jim Bob. I know who Jim Bob is. Come on. As I discussed with you most recently, I have a Chroma Mojo and a Korg Kronos keyboard, and have found both to be disappointing concerning the Hammond Leslie sound. Common theme, this, isn't it? Both of the models I have no 11 pin, which is another factor to lead me to finding out Hammond has recently released the SKX Pro model. Looks like this is the keyboard I've been wanting. I have a couple of more weeks before my keyboard is available from order. From what I've read from this keyboard, and you will seal the decision with your demo. Excellent. As your demos are okay. Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you. He owns a Leslie 3300 as well, 11 pin. On your demo, please put a bit of focus on the simulated Hammond Leslie sound. What do you know? There it is again. It's this Hammond, this Leslie simulation. Is that the killer? Is that the thing that will seal the deal? So, a lot of talking. I'll do a little bit more playing. 888888000. That kind of thing. And we do some Leslie work here. Pop over to the old 5 and see where we are with that. Really should switch the overdrive on there, or switch the overdrive off on here to give it a fair comparison, don't you think? Well, very similar, very similar. Something nice and reedy about that, though, isn't there? There is something nice and reedy about the Leslie sim. Interesting. Very, very similar, I would say. Certainly in a loud concert hall, no one's really going to tell the difference, are they? But you'll know, won't you? And that's the thing. Okay, so those are all your questions. Thank you very much for those. I'll call time on any more questions coming in. You can get in touch with me on the YouTube channel and on my nickfoleyuk.com website as well, formerly hammondforhire.com. There's a little page there. You can say hello. You can have a look at videos, have a look at stuff from the past, and you can ask me questions. And I do take a fair amount of time to try and answer them all as well for you. So I haven't got this for much longer, I'm afraid. Get some overdrive on it. My review is, it's pretty good, you know. Nearly swore then. Would I gig one? I would gig one. I think I can't help but go to the 5 because I know it so well. It's part of me. It's everything that I'm about. So the extra drawbars come in handy as well on the performance side of thing, and the memory keys work for me too. So it's different. I don't need some of this. Kind of wish I had a piano. That's pretty cool, isn't it? But it's a good tool. Put the overdrive on here, shall we? Just whilst we're at it, it might be a laugh, won't it? So this is the DSP overdrive. Wow, isn't it just, eh? I don't use the DSP that much. I tend to rely on the valve, and is that valve there? Can you feel something with it? I think you can. Different thing, different horses for courses. If I wanted a piano and some strings and some organ, this is 100% the thing I would take out with me. It's absolutely fantastic. Somebody did mention build quality. I might have missed that in there. Let's go through the build quality. I think the build quality is pretty good. I like the toughened metal edges there. That's quite nice. You got the plastic end cheeks that you have on the XK. Really, same kind of thing. Nothing's nothing's creaking or rocking particularly. I think the C3 underneath it's rocking more than anything else, but I think it's okay. And of course they've made it to a weight, haven't they? Because this is the idea, it's portable and what have you. It certainly weighs less than the XK5, as the old back will contest, so I'm happy with that. I think it's in good nick. The 5, the screws come loose. And I don't know if that's just me or mine, but you know, every sort of few months I have to go around and just tweak up all the screws, because they do have a tendency to work their way loose, especially the way I play. And to be fair, guys, might be the way I play. I'll tell you about how I broke the world's most expensive stand another time. Let's hope I can get that fixed, but that's not working at the moment. So thank you for your questions. I hope I've done a whistle-stop tour. I hope that you've gained something from this. If you haven't, let me know. If you have, even more, let me know. If there's anything else you want me to review, do give me a shout. I've got that 3300 over there. I don't know if I've put this into that yet for you all to have a listen to. I did do a rehearsal the other day with the band, and I used this and the Leslie, and it's pretty good. So maybe I'll do some more on that as well later on. In the meantime, thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.